The Lakers didn't have a very good last season, with star man Anthony Davis suffering through injuries for most of it. And they haven't exactly been lighting up the court this season either. After making a recovery following a horrendous start to the season, the Lakers are threatening to slump down even further. With Anthony Davis set to be out for another spell, is LeBron pressuring the Lakers to make moves? Let's take a look. First things first, has LeBron cautiously demanded reinforcements from Rob Pelinka? The Lakers are facing yet another setback in an already hampered season. They didn't do themselves any favors with the start they made to the NBA this season. They had a record of 2-10 after the first 12 games of the season. Since then, they've recovered a little bit in the league and now have a record of 13-18. It's not the best record they could have had, but it's still better than the start they had in the league. They currently sit in 13th place in the Western Conference, which means that they'll have to do some significant catching up if they're to make it to the NBA playoffs this season. They've already been transitioning since winning the NBA championship back in 2020, and with how things are currently looking, it will probably be some time before another championship arrives in the purple side of Los Angeles. It's a given that at his age, there really is no point for LeBron James to be spending the last few years of his career at a franchise like the Lakers, a franchise that's been in transition for 2 years, and it might be a couple more before they become contenders for the championship again. So it's quite natural that all of the media have consistently been on LeBron's back, asking him about his and the Lakers' futures. LeBron now seems to have diverted that pressure from the media towards Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka, saying he's the one answerable for the Lakers' activities in the market. Next up, what do LeBron's comments mean exactly? The situation in the purple end of Los Angeles is pretty clear if you ask us. As good as he is, LeBron knows he can't keep his franchise competitive in the league all on his own. He has obviously done so in the past with the Cleveland Cavaliers. His last season with them, when they lost to the Golden State Warriors in the final, is one example of him inspiring his team to the NBA Finals single-handedly. But even a man of his caliber knows that this can't be done every season. It's one big task even if you're in the prime of your career, so doing it at the later end of your career would be almost impossible. We still wouldn't put it past him though. You never know what might happen with the King. However, over the last year or so, he has repeatedly signaled that he's not the main man at the Lakers. He and even the head coach Darvin Ham both have said on multiple occasions that their target man in the side is Anthony Davis. And with Davis now out for an indefinite period of time, all the weight of expectations, no one has that many from this Lakers side, has now fallen back on LeBron's shoulders. So LeBron's comments about asking Rob Pelinka about any possible trades could be interpreted as demanding more resources for the Lakers squad. Moving on, LeBron has had enough of the rumors. On the other hand, it's entirely possible that the King has just had enough of answering questions about trade rumors. It can be quite hard to find out what's on LeBron's mind sometimes, but if we look at things honestly, these last 2 years have been quite busy for him when it comes to questions from the media. Well, it's always been that way for him as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. However, he's never really been in a position where he's had to face this kind of questioning. Since moving to the Miami Heat in 2010, he's always been with a team that has competed. In 2018, he left a Cleveland side that had been to the NBA Finals in each of the last 4 seasons. He followed that up by winning the NBA championship in his second full season with the Lakers. Since then, the team's progress has stagnated, and he's now having to answer such questions on a regular basis. When he was asked about the trade rumors, he seemed quite annoyed and responded that he doesn't work in the front office of the Lakers. He's only concerned with what goes on the basketball court. He said he only tries to focus on winning basketball games and doesn't get involved in management decisions. Go ask Rob Pelinka those questions, he said. Next, LeBron signals his confidence in the Lakers squad. LeBron's response to the questioning from the media is also a signal of his confidence in the current Lakers squad. Whatever we might say about the 4-time NBA champion, one thing that has always stood out in his career is his honesty. The former Cleveland man has never been one to shy away from speaking out about what's on his mind. Sometimes he can be cryptic in what he wants to say, but he'll always tell you what he feels. The fact that he hasn't criticized the position of his Lakers squad or called for reinforcements openly could only mean two things. It could either mean that he still has some confidence in the current Lakers squad, or it could mean that he's now content with the career that he has so far had in the NBA. The latter, obviously, is the less likely option, knowing how LeBron has always been. It's more likely that the King still thinks that he could get something out of this Lakers side in the next couple of years, which is why he said that he's only focusing on playing basketball. He said that he has no idea about any moves that the Lakers might make in the market. He only wants to keep preparing for the games. And he also said that he wants to get his team ready to win basketball games. And if you ask us, it's a signal of confidence from the King. Continuing on, how bad is AD's injury? The Lakers organization spent the offseason praying for their star man Anthony Davis to be healthy again. However, their favorite Laker is now unhealthy again. The big man limped off the court in the Lakers' win against the Denver Nuggets last week. The Lakers, who had been in good form recently, still managed to beat a decent enough Denver Nuggets side despite Davis walking after playing just 17 minutes in the game. This has been typical of the 6'10 big man's career in the NBA, having had so many problems with injuries throughout his time in the league. Despite his injuries, he's still regarded as one of the best players that the league has seen in the last 10 years. Makes one wonder what could have been had he not gotten so many injuries in his career. But that could be said about so many other athletes around the world. In the game against the Nuggets, the former New Orleans man injured his right foot to an extent that he couldn't continue in the game any longer. For now, there hasn't been any confirmation on how long he'll be out. There is no timeline for his return to action. However, from the looks of it seems that the big man would be out for at least a month. Up next, how big of a miss is Anthony Davis for the Lakers? It's a no-brainer that the Lakers aren't as good a team without Davis, who is a dominating presence on both ends of the court for them. The win against the Washington Wizards in Davis's absence was sort of a calm before the storm. The Lakers did defeat the Wizards, but the Wizards have been really poor in the NBA this season, so a win against them really doesn't prove anything if you ask us. His absence was clearly evident in the next two games afterward as the Lakers lost against the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. Worryingly, both of those losses were quite heavy losses for them. The game against the Suns finished 130-104 in the Suns' favor, while the game against the Kings finished 134-120 in Sacramento's favor. If we look at the numbers, according to Silver Screen and Rolls Raj Shipalu, the Lakers are clearly a worse-off team without the big man. Per Cleaning the Glass, the Lakers were plus 10.2 better per possession with Davis playing. With him on the bench, the Lakers play like a 22-win team in the league, while with him, they play like a 46-win team. So, his absence is obviously going to hurt the Lakers' ambitions in the league. Lastly, is going into the market for reinforcements realistically possible for the Lakers? Obviously, the Lakers haven't had a great season so far, but they would still be hoping to make the NBA playoffs this season, and for that, they would need to start moving upwards in the Western Conference pretty quickly. With AD out for a while, they don't seem to have the spirit or the resources to mount any sort of recovery in the league, so dipping into the market for new recruits might be their only option. However, that looks quite unlikely at the moment. Any significant trade at this point would require the Lakers side to give up one of their 2027 and 2029 future first-round draft picks. It would be a big gamble if you ask us. The signs don't indicate that the Lakers would be ready to do that. Now, this is the NBA, and it's quite difficult to predict what's going to happen next, so let's wait and watch how things turn out for LeBron and the Lakers. And that's where we'll end our video today. How much of a miss is Anthony Davis going to be for the Lakers? Should they be looking towards the market for any possible trades? Don't forget to let us know in the comments section. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for all the latest news in town. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.